Hello, you guys. I'm coming with today's word. And y'all know I don't have a lot of time because I got to pick my son up. But I pray, Lord, that you begin to send the people into this prophetic word, into the room right now who need to hear this word right now, y'all. I'm excited because we are in a transitional season, a transitional stage. Let me just take this and put it in a couple of my chats. So as you guys are coming on, if you're listening to the replay, put in hashtag replay. But today's word, I pray that it breaks something off of people. That's my prayer. Hey, Jasmine, let me get the link so I can put it in the chat because look, today we got to overcome this spirit of laziness that's trying to keep people from the promises of God. I'm telling y'all, I'm coming out of this. And like I said, if it's a word that God gives me, more than likely, I'm either coming out of it. I tell y'all this every single time. I'm putting it in the Telegram chat. But okay, we're good to go. Hey, Kim. So most of the time, if it's a prophetic word, if it's something, I'm walking it out. I'm coming out of it. I done got the badge, and I'm coming back to tell y'all, like, look, this is what we up against right now. This is what's going on. So if you feel led to share this, share this. But I got a whole 15, maybe 20 minutes to give this word because I need people to understand what you are up against right now. Like, this is not a game. Hey, Sade, how's it going? Like, the devil is trying to keep you from the promises of God. He's trying, and y'all, it's like 100 degrees here in Chicago. So, but the devil is trying to keep you from the promises of God. He is trying to keep you away from everything God has for you. He is doing everything he can. And if he can't stop you, if he can't get to you, if he can't get you to give up, then he's going to make you give up on the promises of God. He's going to make you say this is too much. He's going to make you say I can't get this done. He's going to make you say it. Y'all, the way God has me operating is the way that I've always supposed to operate it. And in this season right now, and like I said, this laziness that is happening to people right now is what I heard God say is what I'm coming out of. Some people may not be here, but if you know you can ready to birth something, you know it's something that's supposed to come out of you. You know there's some things that you need to do. The devil is coming with just this laziness. So let me pray. So Father God, I come to you today, Lord. Decrease me, increase you in this moment, in this hour, that whatever it is that I need to say to break, I just hear like a breaking coming off of people where it's shifted mindset so that people understand that sometimes it's not even them that's stopping them. That it is just, it is a spiritual battle that's coming up against them because it's keeping them from the promises and the birthing of what it is that you have placed inside of them. So I pray that today's word, even though I only have 15 minutes, God, I pray that it is everything that people need to hear. I pray that people begin to understand and break and shift and move and say, you know what, I'm not about to stay here anymore, that I'm coming out of this place. I'm stepping into this transition, and that they begin to speak life into what is trying to hold them back. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Yes, that's me, Lord. Help me. Look, Kim, welcome, Kim. I see YouTube on here, y'all. But that is the thing. Right now, where we are right now, that's what the enemy is trying to do. He wants people to get to a place where you feel like it's so much in front of you that you just cannot break through, that you just cannot get it done, that you just cannot spend any more time doing it. That's his goal right now. But for now, what we have to understand is that when we get to a place in God where you are right there at the finish line, where you are right there to getting ready to overcome that thing, that battle was coming. And so for me, prophetically, this laziness had hit me. Like something had came over me, and it was just this laziness where I knew I needed to get things done. I knew there were things on my to-do list. I knew I needed to work. I knew inside of me that I needed to get it done, but it was just this laziness that was just on me. And it was this like I couldn't get out of it for about 2 weeks, y'all. 2 weeks of just this laziness that I couldn't get out of. And I'm like, Lord, like, I know it's warfare and everything, but this next level. And he started to speak diligence to me. That's where on my status, I started writing about diligence. He started to speak diligence to me, though, so that if we're diligent in what we're doing, then we're not missing steps, then we're not getting things done, and we're not losing out. But I'm going to read this to you guys. Proverbs 27:23 through 27. And I'm going to read this because these are the script, like this is a scripture reference that he gave me. Proverbs 27:23. Give me 1 second. All right, so it says, know your sheep by name. Carefully attend to your flocks. Don't take them for granted. Possessions don't last forever, you know. And then when the crops are in the harvest and stored in the barns, you can knit sweaters from lamb's wool and sell your goats for a profit. There will be plenty of milk and meat to last your family through the winter. So when he was saying, know your sheep by name, carefully attend your flocks. This word is for a lot of kingdom business owners, ministry people, things that God has you birthing. It's so that you know exactly what's going on. Because if you don't know what's happening in your ministry, you don't know what's happening in your business, things are all over the place, and it's hard for you to know it. But that's the diligence that God is saying that we have to have right now. The diligence to be on top of things, the diligence to know what's happening, the diligence to be able to move with God in this season. Because when you start to get confused, when you start to get lost, when you start to get frustrated, that's when the devil like, all right, cool, this person is out of place. So I kept hearing diligence, pay attention to the small tasks, tie up the loose ends, get those little things done, y'all. Like I said, we are in a transitional season right now where many people, where you have been working, you've been building, you've been going, it's the loose ends. It's the little things that you didn't do. For me, there were a lot of loose ends that I would build something and I would put it out there and I would do it. But it was like I wasn't particular in the details. I wasn't like there was a diligence that wasn't there. And God is like, go tighten up those loose ends. For a lot of people, you put something down. God told you to do something. And he's like, you're supposed to be doing that right now. You're supposed to be working on that right now. You're supposed to be doing whatever that thing is for you. For me, I know what it is. But what is it for you that you know you're supposed to be doing? Because those little things are keys. We talked about this before. But I heard the Lord begin to speak about the spirit of slothfulness. And there's a difference between laziness and slothfulness. And I really need people to understand that part, because sometimes it's not even us. Like, we are not the ones that are lazy. For me, I mean, I know I can get things done. I know I can move. But it's the spirit of slothfulness that tries to hit people. This slothfulness that comes and tries to wear you down and slow you down. If you think about a sloth moves slow. A sloth doesn't get things done. A sloth is not moving and going and running like. But that's the attack that's on a lot of people right now, because we are in this transition. We are moving, we are going, we are stepping into new land, new territory. We are birthing things out of us. But if the spirit of slothfulness can hit you and slow you down and make you delay what it is that you need to be doing, guess what? You're not birthing. You're not running. You're not moving. So let me know. I can't see people right now. But if you've been hit recently, or if you overcoming that slothfulness, and we're going to get into slothfulness in a second. But this is what's happening to a lot of people right now. And like I said, ministry, business, this is what a lot of people are experiencing. But he led me to Hebrews 6 and 12. And I'm going to read this because this is what's going to break it down a little bit more. Hebrews 6 and 12, NIV version. And it says, I'm sure that won't happen to you, friends. I have better things in mind for you, salvation. God, wait, 6 and 12. Hold on. Or was I in NIV, y'all? Give me 1 second. Because I just heard this morning. And I got to make sure. Let me get NIV version, because this one is not it. Because it talked about sloth in it. Okay. We do not want you to become lazy, but to imitate those who through faith and patience inherit what has been promised. We do not want you to become lazy, but to imitate those who through faith and patience inherit what has been promised. And this is what's happening right now. When you think about sloth, most people, you slow down because is your faith where it was before? And I'm going to read this excerpt because this is what God showed me. It said, it was basically talking about slothful doesn't have anything to do with laziness. It says right here, it says, slothful is something that is dull, monotonous, or unexciting, something that is slow and sluggish, or something that has lost its speed or momentum. This something is still moving, but it isn't moving with the same velocity and aggressiveness it once had. It has lost the drive, thus impetus, pace, and speed is once possessed. So basically what God was showing me is that when it comes to slothfulness, you're not moving like you were moving. You're not running like you were moving. That's when sloth hits you. Sloth means that you're not getting things done like you used to. And let me know in the chat, like you at one point you were running. At one point you were moving. At one point you were getting these done. At one point you were on top of all of it. But when that spirit of slothfulness hits you, it's like this slowdown that happens to where you can't get it done. And so what God is saying right now, he wants his people to understand that you're not lazy, but it's this slothfulness that's coming to hit you to make you think that you're lazy, to make you think that you can't get it done, to make you think that you won't be able to come out of it. Because I'm here to tell you right now, and I see Shanice is on. Look, Shanice, sometimes it's people who need it every single day, every time I come on. For you, you can do it. You probably have had jobs before where you were able to get things done and move and go. But it's the slothfulness that's coming to stop you. Because if the enemy knows, if you were able to step into everything, you start to know without a shadow of a doubt that you're going to do it. You start to be on top of your Instagram. Because, girl, I've seen you. Your Instagram looks amazing. And that's the thing right now, y'all. It's the consistency that we have to have. In order for us to grow into who God needs us to be. Listen to this. if we are not consistent in it, for me, my Instagram is the biggest thing that I am inconsistent with. Like, I struggle with consistency so much on Instagram. But you want to know something? My Instagram is my biggest thing. My Instagram is my biggest impact because everything that I do is in Instagram. It's fitness, it's faith, it's freedom, it's business, it's all of it in Instagram. So of course the devil gonna come for my thing. That's the biggest boom for you, Shanice. Your Instagram, your work, the ministry and the business side. You've been at it for a while. I know that. But the devil knows, like, when we are consistent, like today's word is on consistency, y'all. We got to get it in us that we are consistent, that we don't get tired. Like, what she said, God said I was being lulled into a false sense of rest. Jasmine, listen. And you know what God told me today? Like, I was in this place where I know God was sending me and having me step into the supernatural. He was having me spend time. But he said, look, you got to learn how to balance that too, Johanna. Like, and he this morning he was speaking to me because I'm like, I'm in God's presence, and you know, he's teaching me about the supernatural. I'm learning all these things. He said, look, I'm gonna tell you this. Work is a part of the game. Getting things done is a part of it. If we go back to Genesis, God gave Adam land and he had to work that land. So work is a part of it. And that's what God started to show me. He said, like you said, Jen, a false sense of rest. It was like I was in God and I was moving. I was doing the things I was supposed to do. But he was like, nah. Yeah, focus on me. Like focus on me. But it's work. We got work to do. We need to get things done. And I was like, that false sense of rest, Jasmine, that's what I was. But it was a rest in God. Yeah. But the false part of it was I'm resting in God. But God is like, I got you, and I need you to still prioritize me, and I need you to still spend time with me, and we still stepping into new realms and all of this. But on the other side, flip side of it, there's work. You know, and if we look throughout the Bible, we see the work in the Bible. I was looking something up, and I was researching something today because this word, like I said, I don't have a lot of time, and we're going to talk about it in the membership program tonight. But it said we were made to work. We were made to work. We were made to do this. And so we can't confuse rest with laziness. Sometimes we do rest. Sometimes we do need to sit down. Sometimes we do need to recalibrate. We need to get the pieces. We need to reset. But then it's back on it. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, that's what the devil wanted. He wants you to get into this place where you say I'm resting, where you say I'm getting downloads, where you say I'm getting what God needs. Okay, get it in. Let's go. Because the enemy wants to stop your consistency. And you know what? After this moment, this season right here, I know he comes for my consistency. Clubhouse, I'm consistent in that. Facebook, I can be consistent. But that Instagram and my YouTube, those my two. What's your things that you struggle the most with consistency in? Put that in the chat. Because that's the thing that's going to take off. Because if the devil coming for that consistency and you getting that done, then that's highlighted. And so for me, I told myself, you know what? I'm going to update everything. I'm going to rewrite everything. I'm going to write out everything again. And I'm going to make sure I plan it in a way so that even if something happens in my life, I'm still moving. I'm telling y'all right now, consistency is the key. Diligence is the key. You got the vision. You got the promises. And I'm here to tell y'all, like I was telling the ladies before, I've been in this with God. It's been almost 3 years of me just really doing it. In every area that I've always been consistent in, I can see the growth in it. But my Instagram, I'm not consistent in that. And I don't see growth in that. So a lot of people, are you consistent in it? A lot of people get so upset and frustrated with God, but it's like, are you doing your part? Are you working the land that he's giving you? Because I'm telling y'all, the work, it's work in it. I'm going to read some of these before. I had to come to YouTube so I could see the comments. Okay, look, y'all, I don't really like StreamYard. I've just been using it to test it out, but I like when I do it live on Facebook. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not a fan of StreamYard where I am right now. Angela, this is where I am. Jasmine, exactly what I was thinking happened to me. YouTube. Okay, YouTube for Shanice is the list, Lord. Instagram, Clubhouse, and YouTube. He said I have to work on it all. Look, and that's the thing. A lot of people who are called to me, you have multiple things that you're supposed to do. A lot of ladies who are called to me, membership, all that, there's a lot of things that you have to do. But it's not that he gives it to you all at once. He more than likely has told you, and for you, Tanisha, start doing the Facebooks. All right, you did the Facebooks. Start doing Clubhouse. Okay, you did Clubhouse. Start posting on Instagram. Okay, you get in the groove of it. But then we get in the groove of it and we start picking it up, but then things get hectic and then we put it down. Y'all, this is my story. Let me be real with Instagram. But what we need to do is get to a point where there is a balance and a flow in it, where we moving and we going with him, because it's the consistency. That's the growth. It's that snowball method. If I am consistently showing up, it's going to grow. If I am consistently posting, if I go for 2 months posting consistently on Instagram, I have no choice but to grow on Instagram. I have no choice but to be known for health and fitness. There is no choice because I'm consistent in it. And the devil he's coming after our consistency right now. I hear Jasmine with your business. He wants you to stop the flow, like that moving, like that slothfulness that we just mentioned. If the sloth slows down and it's just like the growth, the boom, the light that I saw, like that's what he's coming for all of us right now. So like I said, this word is for a lot of kingdom ministry, business, and it can be in your walk with God as well. Because if you're not spending time with God, if you don't feel like, ooh, I hear waking up too. A lot of people struggling with waking up. I just heard waking up. If you're not getting up, you're not hearing what you need to do. If you're not getting up, you don't know what God is saying to you. If you're not getting up, the clarity and that peace that you need is not there either. So that slothfulness is even coming with your wake ups, with your time with God. Be mindful of that too. Because I know a lot of people in this season right now. Let me know if I'm right. You can't get up in the morning. It's been so many seasons where I could be doing perfectly fine. And then I just struggle with getting up. And I'm like, hold on. Because if I don't get up, I can't hear God. If I don't get up, I don't have clarity. If I don't get up, I can't hear what he's speaking to me or other people. So that slothfulness will come at your sleeping too. Be careful with that, because then everything is all over the place. He said, I have to work on it all my entire life. Time to press on the gas. Instagram and my blog. I need ideas. And y'all, I was telling one of the ladies today, is in free game, because it's clearly every week I do something. And I actually know, because I'm putting a reel up tomorrow. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, it's Journey with Johanna. Like, it's my journey, it's my walk, it's everything over on Instagram when I get my life together. But I got my life together on Instagram now, okay? Devil not going to come for my consistency anymore. Y'all see, this how you got to be. You got to get to a point where you're not coming for my consistency anymore. I want to become everything God has me. I'm on every platform. It gets crazy sometimes. But God, you sent me here for a reason. There's people that you need me to grab on every single platform. For all of y'all who putting it in, there's people. But when we talk about business and ministry, some people only have one platform. Some people are only on Instagram. But think about the impact, the revenue, the everything that comes when God calls you to multiple platforms. So if I'm only on Clubhouse and Facebook, but he told me to do YouTube and Instagram, imagine the reach that I would have if I built that up and I was really consistent on every place that he put me. So sometimes we get frustrated with the platforms and where he's called us, but he's just setting you up for success, saying, you know why I put you on all these places? Because now you're like an octopus. You grabbing in leads, you grabbing in people, you grabbing in all this stuff from everywhere. So sometimes we get overwhelmed with what God has given us, but it's really setting you up for success. And I'm not saying if God has not told you to get on the platforms, like I'm not saying just go and get on every platform. I'm like, he's going to feed you platforms. For me, it was first Facebook and then Clubhouse and then YouTube. And then it was fed to me. But it was up to me to be able to keep it going. That goes into my time with God, allowing him to pour back into me, allowing me to say, you know what, God, this one is a little bit iffy. What can I do? Is this the right schedule? Is this how the frequency of how I should be posting on this? Really get into a place. And the reel that I'm putting up tomorrow is having a meeting with God. And this is something that God really has started to speak to me a while ago, where we focus and we spend time with God, doing our personal time with God, where we're taking our cares, our anxieties, our hurt, and our pain. But for ministry leaders and business owners, and God is calling you to do these things, are you setting aside time to meet with God? And I tell people all the time, I used to work in corporate. I was a supervisor, I was a manager, and I would meet with my team one-to-one. And it would be a one-to-one meeting. They would come to me like, I'm so frustrated. My money, I need a raise. I'm upset. Why do they have us doing all this work? And I would have to sit there and listen to it. And so when we have a team meeting with God, I was just telling Tanisha about this morning. But for those of us who have ministries and business and is having that team meeting, like, I don't know what this is. Where am I supposed to go? You want me to do all these things. I even have a leadership group that God has me doing now with some ladies. Like, what? You adding more to the plate? What you doing? But we got to get to a place where we're meeting with him. Like, look, I don't want to drop the ball, God. I don't want to drop the ball. I don't want to be slothful. I'm not lazy because I want to do it. And he had me look the definition up of lazy. Laziness says the quality of being unwilling to work or use energy. And for those of you, I'm sure you're not unwilling. It's not that you don't want to do it. You want everything inside of you. You're like, I wish I could keep up. I've been there. I just broke out of this like last week. Because it's like when you call me to do all these things, and I want to do it. So I just really want people to understand that you're not lazy. You are not lazy. That's the break-in that I pray people get today, because it's 3 and I got to get my son. But the main takeaway of today is that I want people to understand that you are not lazy, unless you are lazy and you just, let's go back to the definition, and you are unwilling to work or use energy. But what I'm feeling is that it's not that the people on here are lazy. You're not lazy. But it's that slothfulness and the attacks and the warfare that is trying to get you to make you think that you are lazy. Because then when you start to think that you are lazy, you want to give up. I've been there where I'm just like, oh, I'm so lazy. I should be doing all these things and I'm not keeping up. And then everybody like, but you're doing great. And I'm like, I know it's more. I know I could be doing more. I'm not lazy. You're not lazy. But that spirit of slothfulness, it want to come get you, so it get in your head and tell you lazy. You know how long I would be beating myself up, like, man, but I'm supposed to be making YouTube videos. I'm not consistent on Instagram. I'm so lazy. And God is like, no, you're not lazy. Because look, I got to read it again. Laziness, the quality of being unwilling to work or use energy. You want to do it. Y'all want to do it. I know I've been there. You want to do it in your heart. You want to please God. You want to get the work done. You want to do what it is that God needs you to do. So you're not lazy. But what we got to go for is that spirit of slothfulness that wants you to think that you're lazy, that wants you to think that you can't do it, that wants you to think that you just going to stay here forever. You're not lazy. I'm going to go back and read it. You're right. Not you confirm my walk conversation. I didn't even watch your walk conversation yet, Tanisha. I don't even know what you said. I'm gonna go back and look at it though. I've been busy. Look, I've been working. Okay. Time to press the gas. Instagram and my blog. I'm going back to stream this week. Look. Oh yeah, you Tanisha with talks with TJ. That's something. That's an example where he fed it to you, but you put it down for a second, and now it's probably like pick it up. Like I'm telling you, I learned from my mistakes. I pray y'all listen, and everybody who's in the membership, that the lessons that you really just listen, because it's been a journey in itself. I've been consistent, and all of a sudden for 2 days this week, I've been struggling to get up and having a hard time with my schedule. I'm telling you, it's the spirit of slothfulness. That's its goal. Its goal is that you move slow. I need us to get the zeal back. Like, I want you to be excited about what God has given you, because this is what I had to do. I had to get to a place where I had been doing it, and that slothfulness had hit me, and that all of that, it was just like, oh, and it was on me. But I had to get in a place where it was the zeal was back. Like, man, God, you gave this to me. I'm excited. I'm excited to start doing my posting. I'm excited to start talking about food. It's my passion. I love health. I love fitness. But I was looking at it as a job. Like, I was looking at it as something that I have to do. And I pray people get, after this talk, after this live, that you get to a place where you, more than likely, it's something you like to do anyway. If you like to help people, you're helping people. If you like to coach people, you're coaching people. If it's more than likely what we're called to do is something that we overcame or we're overcoming. You know, for me, broken heart, journey to the kingdom started with a broken heart. So I like to help people. I like to build people back up. I like to help people get back up. I like people to go from being broken and feeling broken. I like to watch that. But I got into a place where it was routine. And we got to get into a place where we go back with the zeal, the excitement. Like today, what did you love about it when God first gave it to you? That's the question for today. Last week, it was, I can't remember, we ended it with a question. I forget. This week, in the comments, if you can think of it right now, what did you love about it when God first gave it to you? For me, when he gave me Journey to the Kingdom, I was so happy to help people. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to help people where I was. I was so broken. I was so confused, but I built my relationship with God. Like, I was so happy to help people. But it becomes routine. You start to build your business every day. You start to work in your ministry every day, and it just becomes a routine. Like, we got to snap out the routine. Get back the joy that you love, what you love to do. Before I even started working in the kingdom, I used to post fitness and workout on my Instagram. My Instagram has always been about fitness and health. I like it. I love it. I had to get back to the passion. Like, I had to realize that it's something that I love to do. tired. If I don't wake up on time, my day is off schedule. Yep, everything is thrown off. The schedule is important because now you feeling bad. Now you're mad at yourself because you didn't get as much done. It's a cycle, y'all. That's what the enemy wants. He wants you to beat yourself up because you're not getting things done. You're not working on things. You think you're lazy. That's his goal. If he could have you beat yourself up, you don't have to do anything because you in your head. Tell you can't handle that's what I have to learn. I love meeting with God about my biz. I need to do it more regularly. Yep. I've been in the cave since December and had a knowing that it was time to go out and start to post. I've been eating so much and I've gotten so much. Yeah, Sade, like I'm telling you, you a hybrid and there's a lot in you. But it was more so what I saw was that it was in a pouring out to God. It was as if he wanted you for himself and there was a pouring out that was happening and then you were coming out. It's my father's. Yep. However, I don't want to miss my father's time. And yeah, there was a pouring out. I didn't even see this. There was a pouring out that I saw from you to him to get you to a place where you would release what was holding you down to step into that next place. See, I'm not lazy, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we're not lazy. We want to do it. You want to do it. I want to do it. We all want to do what God has called us to do. Divine, y'all. How you been, girl? Y'all. Girl, I'm so glad. Message me or something. I'm so excited to see you on. How is it, y'all? When I first started doing prophetic words, I used to watch Divania. She did prophetic words, and I used to watch her in the beginning of my journey. So I'm excited to see you. Message me somewhere. Look, Facebook or somewhere. I want to know about you. Child, I'm willing. I need the zeal. Help me with that. I should be excited. Yes, y'all. Get excited. I pray. And what I'm hearing now, because I got to get my son. But I wish I would have gotten this earlier, but I've been multitasking today. But journal. I hear journal. Write what you loved about it. Go back in time. For me, God has me really focusing on business right now. What was my struggle in business? I didn't have anybody to help me. Now he's having me lead people and help people in business and ministry. But I was just out here trying to piece it together and figure it out. So right now I'm very focused and motivated and helping people in business because for so long, almost 3 years, it's been me trying to figure it out. And this breaking that just happened recently, it was as if something broke off of me to be able to say, now it makes sense, Johanna. Now you see it. I had to slow you down because you would have been too far ahead from the people I needed you to help. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. It's as if sometimes God will slow down the journey because the people who need you, if you just take off, how are you going to help them? You're nowhere near them. If God would have accelerated me year one, every person who I'm talking to right now, I would have been 2 years ahead. So sometimes we get frustrated, and I really feel this right now. Sometimes we get frustrated with God on the timing, on the seasons. God, why am I still here? Why am I doing? I can look back now and I can say if he accelerated me the way that I know I was supposed to be accelerated in year one, I would be in a totally different place right now, and I wouldn't be able to do what it is that I'm doing to help people. So really think about that part. Like sometimes he will slow you down because the people who need you, they're not where they need to be just yet. But I can see now where he's like, I slowed you down for a reason, Yana. I needed you to just take a break. I needed you to learn. And there was a lot going on where you're building the ministry and the business and you have to overcome so much. But now you can help them. For me, I can help people in ministry and business from a perspective that a lot of people, that you don't have to go through it. You don't have to struggle. I did. I had to figure it out. But he was basically telling me this morning, like, no, like as he was downloading what it is that he's having me doing with this leader circle, journey to wealth that he's having me build, like you went through it to help them not go through it. Everything that I do, the cheat code, you went through it to get them the cheat code. I've gone from goal oriented to being results oriented to fight the spirit. Yes, look, that goal oriented, because at the end of the day, we should, and that's the biggest part of it, y'all. And I talked about this in my membership program all the time. When we're doing ministry and business, and for some people, you may not be working or anything. You may just be doing ministry and business. But when there are no set goals, when there is nothing in place, like this is what I should be doing, you don't know what you're aiming for. You don't know what you're shooting for. And I spent maybe like 6 months in ministry and business with no goals. I didn't know where I was heading. I didn't know what I was shooting for. And it was the most frustrating and exhausting period of the whole ministry building. The goals, knowing what is it, God, where do you need me to go? What do you need me to do? What is the next step? What are we shooting for? What's the end goal? And I pray that people get that part, like that whole goals And in the goals is where you see the results, because if you set goals, you know what you're hitting for. You know what you're shooting for. You know that if I do this by this day, then I'm good. If this is the revenue that I should make by this day, then I'm going for that. Goals are so important in ministry and business, y'all. Let's see. By the time I think all of the things necessary, I'll reach out. I've been to Instagram. Okay, Devanya, I'm so excited because it's been times when he had me reach out to you in the past. I want to make people happy and let them see what I see and make their visions come to life while being good. Exactly. Like, y'all, we got to get back to the passion of it. We got to get back to our first love. First of all, it's God, spending time with Him. But we got to get back to the why. And for me, write down your why. When you journal and you write this down, why? Why did you love it before? Why did you do it? Devanya, like, I remember your words would be so on point. And I don't even know if you've been doing them. But I remember when I was in the beginning of my journey, girl. And I would go on, and I would see you, I'd be so excited. Like, man, I remember God told you to move. He told you to move where you were. And our stories are the same. I know you were into New Age and everything before. But I remember God told you to move, and He told you to go here. He told you to do that. And I was in that same place. And I'm like, man, this girl, I get her. I understand what she's doing. But for many of you, it's going to be the same way. Where Divine is on here, I'm like, man, Divine, you helped me so much. She probably don't even know this. But you helped me so much. So we got to get back to that. The why, the videos, or whatever it is God told you to do. We got to get to that. And when we get back to that, that's where that zeal comes from. That's where that joy comes from. That's where that I got to get it. Like, I got to do what I got to do. And the slothfulness begins to break off. But we're in this transitional place. Prophetically, for those of you who overcome this barrier that's in front of you, whether it's waking up, whether it's your schedule, whether it's completing the work, there is an overcoming that you have to get past. For me, I had to get myself up. I had to say, I'm not staying here. I had to say, where God is starting to tell me, you need to step into being a CEO. I had to step into that. So there's some things He needs you to step into, release, let go of, get in. Once you do that, then you'll be able to get to that next place, and you'll be able to level up like we talked about last week, and everything just it's going to flow from that. Like, it's a breaking that happens, and something broke off for me to be able to step into this next place, y'all. God has been judging me to get, look, girl, I pray that really encouraged you to get back on it, because your words, you hear God, you hear Him clearly. You helped me so much in the beginning of my journey, and then that's where I would watch you, and I'm like, oh, God wants me to do this. Like, it was from you. I knew I was supposed to do prophetic words because of you. So, y'all, I am so late to get my son. Oh, okay. So for those of you who this helps you, this blessed you, if you struggle with consistency, you need accountability. You need a group of women around you who are building their ministry and their business. If that is you, and you know that you just need the people, the tribe, you need help, you need goal setting, you need all of that. We do monthly goal setting where we meet together and people set their goals for the month. We have a membership program. I'm going to drop the link here, www.journeytothekingdom. And God has me packaging all of my stuff so that it's easier for people to consume. I'm going to drop the link to the website because everything should be updated there. But it's already there. If you struggle with it, if you need help with consistency, if you need a tribe of women who are doing it already, click the link. Check it out today. I am so late to get my son, y'all. I got to go. In the membership program, we'll be there for the Teachers Lounge tonight. So let me go. Bye.